Hey guys, Justin Boyston here. When I got back from the New Mexico trip, with Prosperity Prospecting by the way, when I got back from this mining trip, I had a package here from James Owens, who's one of our followers, and there's some ore in there that we're going to test for him. And so let's open it up and see what the ore looks like. Okay, we got some nice looking quartz here with some bugs in it, mineralization, the things we're looking for sure. I'll weigh that here in a little bit so we know how much it is, and then there's a different bag here. I don't know if it's different material or what, but we'll figure it out real quick. Okay, it's just smaller material. Same material, just a little bit smaller, easier to crush. All right, so let me put this in a bucket, and then we'll put it on a scale, and then we'll see what it weighs, and we'll run it together. Thanks for watching. See you here in a second. So the smaller stuff is 2.12 pounds. I am going to jot that down just in case, and I'm going to separate these two because I don't know if he sent them to me separately on purpose for a reason. And if he's testing different areas, I don't want to mess that up for him. So I'm going to pour this in a pan real quick, and then I'll get the other part of it weighed. We have 11, well, wait a minute. I accidentally stepped on it. 11.78 pounds in that second bag of larger material. I'll turn you guys back on when we start crushing it up so that we can run it through the Gulch track. See you here in a bit. Hey everybody, Justin here, Prosperity Prospecting. So in this video, we're going to continue with the ore that was shipped to me by James. Here is the smaller bag of stuff. Here is the larger bag. I don't know if it was sent in separate bags for a reason, so that I'm going to keep them separate then. Cleaned out a couple of buckets to keep them separate so that we get a good test. No cross-contamination. And so now I'm going to take them outside. I'm going to run it through the double flail mill and process it and see if we can find some gold. See you here in just a second. Okay, so here's what we got out of that crush. It didn't take very long, maybe 10 minutes. That was out of the small bag. That was out of the large bag. Specimens were clean. Even swept the little bit of fine dust that comes out at the end off the sidewalk to make sure we don't miss anything at all. What I am going to do, Ron Unford, the guy who developed the Gold Strike, said he wanted me to come down. He wanted to show me a few things. I'm not running the machine as efficiently as I could be, so I really don't want to run anything else on that until I meet with Ron. So I'm going to put the Dream Mat inside the Gold Hog, and we're going to run it right there. Of course, I'll change that bucket out, have a clean bucket in there, because I want to hang on to all of the material. It's James's material, not mine. So with that said, I'll turn you guys back on when I get everything cleaned up and set up. Talk to you in a second. Okay, so in testing, it's important to keep things clean. So not worried about the water in here, because the pump's in here with this brand new water, okay? All that silt will stay below the overflow. I got an extra 4 gallons of water, because this usually sucks it dry right off the bat. And then the water that is going to go into the tailings that's going to go into it is clean with fresh water in it as well. So all the things that matter, including a brand clean mat, all the things that matter are spotless clean, so that we'll get a real test. I will scrub the mat. I still, even though it's a Dream Mat, I still scrub it with a little bit of soap, just to make sure there's no bubbles that's going to make anything float. So I'll turn you guys back home when I've completed the setup and I'm getting ready to run. See you in a second. Okay, so we got her up and running. Water's nice and clean. I did as I suspected. I had to add 3 gallons of water to keep it from sucking the pump bucket dry. So just a couple other things I wanted you to see that I do. Number one, every time I test, I change gloves. I cleaned up, changed gloves. When I do the next run, I'll change gloves. But also, we want to make sure our angles are proper. We want to make sure we're doing a good job doing what we're supposed to be doing. So it depends on how much GPH pump you got as opposed to the angle. So this is an 1100 gallon per minute, or gallon per hour, sorry, pump, and I like to run that at about 10 degrees with those 1100s. You can see that I'm at about 12. So I'm going to change that real quick. That's probably too much. I will level it the other way. No, we're right at 10. So that was perfect there. That was luck. I'm going to tighten those up and see where we're at here. We're really good there too. So visually it looks off. I think this side's a little too short. I'm gonna check that again. There we go, dead on center. Okay, let's start running. I'm gonna add a little bit more water in there because you can see it's getting a little low. We don't want that sucking air. It can blow gold out. We'll go ahead and fill that up with another gallon of water. First thing we're going to run is that that small bag of stuff. So, super fine. Walt's machine, Walt Krugel that designed this machine. See how fine that is? It's like beach sand. Great machine, that double flail mill. Amazing machine. Feed it nice and even. Continual pace, not too fast, not too slow. I do always run a battery charger too, just to make sure I'm getting the full GPH out of that pump. Okay, that's that first small bag. Let me get it over there to the gold pan. I'm going to let it run for a second to clean it out. get it over the gold pan. I'll turn you guys on when I'm set up over there. Okay, nice clean tub of pan and water. I already put a little bit of Dawn soap in the pan, and here's the mat. We're going to start cleaning this mat out. Get a little more water in there. Okay. Nice clean mat for the next go around. Set this out of the way. Let's get her panned out. Not gonna be much material. Can't remember how many pounds it was, but it is gonna be earlier in this video. I did weigh it as I was unboxing it. Seeing some black sand already at the back. We're gonna be very careful because there's not much material in here. We're not gonna pan it back. Matter of fact, that's as far as I'm gonna go with that, because I don't know this material. This material came from South Carolina. I've never ran it. Seeing lots of black sand already. Get my sexy glasses real quick. For those of you who don't know, these are my sexy glasses so that I can see. Seeing silver already. Quite a bit of it. So I'm gonna get rid of my waste down here, but I'm gonna save it in here. Those of you who are paying close attention, you know that I've already made a mistake. I panned one swap off into the tub, but the tub was cleaned out before this, so I'm gonna get that material back out of there and make sure James gets it back. Very picky about how I do this. I want to be as honest as I can with people. I'm seeing some big old pieces of silver. Nice wire stuff. I'm gonna get the magnet just to make sure that it's not metallic. Sometimes it can fool me. I did hear it pick up a little bit. See that? Put the metallics in here for him too. Those metallics, by the way, are good for your trees. I put them at the base of my trees. Get some much needed iron. Okay. So, don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this, but right there is a nice piece of gold right at the end of my finger. Another piece of gold right there. And then there's some really fine gold up here. Super fine gold right up against that lip. So, right now it looks like there's 2 flakes and I don't know, probably 100 fines. I'm seeing a few more flakes now that I'm in there. So I'm going to snuffer all of that up with a, I'm going to go get a, oh, here's a clean snuffer bottle. I'm going to tap that back so I can capture that fine stuff. I'm going to slowly work it back. Okay, one more time. Make sure you got your straw in there deep enough where your material goes below it. So when you're getting rid of excess water, you're not blowing out anything valuable. And I know a lot of you guys know all this, but there's some that don't. So just want to be as comprehensive as I am. If we're going to make this video, we might as well get all the tips out there we can. Okay, let's check this. Okay, we're looking okay in there. I don't think we missed anything, but we will repan that every time just to be safe. But you guys don't need to watch me repan it. I'm going to get you guys back over to the Gold Hog and we'll run the next bucket. Okay, so we got the waste drying off on my burner here. The good stuff is in the snuffer bottle. I'll use another snuffer bottle for this run. And then this is stuff that needs to be smelted. There's no visible gold in it. There is a little bit of visible silver. But there could still be gold in it. We just need to smelt it to find out. So I'm going to turn you guys off. I'm going to get the Gold Hog set right back up and we'll run this last bucket. Okay, so I got the Gold Hog running again. I haven't ran any material yet, but I did scrub the mat, did reset everything. And I have had a few people ask, and I keep forgetting, why do I wear gloves? The reason I don't wear gloves is, or I do wear gloves, is because finger oil can cause gold to float. So I'm trying to keep that from happening. I try to take every precaution I can because a lot of the gold that I deal with is super fine, super small, and super flat. So I don't want to give it the opportunity to float. Any which way I can prevent it, I'm going to do it. So that's why I wear nitrile gloves. All right, here we go. Much lighter ore too. The other had a little rust and a little brown. This is really white. Okay, I'm going to turn you guys off for now. I'll turn you back on. This time we're going to take the mat out together so that you guys can see. It does get a little bit of material below it. We want to keep that with the right stuff too. So turn you back on here in just a second. Okay, so a couple things when you're tearing one of these down to do the final cleanup, gold pan. I've already taken this bungee strap off. Tilt it back this way before you pick it up because it's got water in it and you don't want to wash anything out of the mat. Then I take it over here and I get rid of that water, okay? Then I get that out of the way. The next thing we're going to do is what's called concreting the mat. You're going to tilt it one way or the other and get as much water out as you can, and that makes all that material stick to the mat really, really hard. Okay? And then the next thing, we're just going to gently slide the mat out. I pull it down about halfway, then I bring the mat up like this, and then I try to catch as much water as I can in that, because that bucket can be re-ringed, okay? All right, this is how I carry it. Just pick it up like that. Now let's go over to the panning station. All right, here's my clean pan. Gently get that end in there. Bring it out. I did already have Dawn soap in the pan, that's why it's bubbling. Okay, nice and clean. The few of you have asked about my sexy glasses. These are 30 times magnified, and it lets me keep a close eye as the material's washing down in the pan, just to make sure nothing's floating out, just to be extra safe, okay? Here we go. Put another dot of Dawn in there. Let's get her shook up. See how much wider that material is than the last? Sometimes that can mean there's no gold, there's no mineralization, but doesn't always. Just let the results tell you the tale, don't guess. Now if I knew this area, yeah, I would guess and I wouldn't waste time, but I don't know this area, and I'm starting to see more and more black sand. So more than likely there'll be something in here. Get a little bit more white off and then we'll pan it back. Okay. Yeah, so we turned out with quite a bit of black sand. All right, let's start painting her back. Hope you guys can see me, the screen went dark. Okay. Go. Guys, that's almost nothing but silver. It's almost pure silver. So I'm gonna beat this back here so we can see if there's any gold in there with it. I do not see any gold in this one. So you just never know until you get in there and do the work. You know, we're guessing until we get in there and do the work. So I just wanted you guys to see some of the steps that I take to try not to cross-contaminate so that James gets good information from this. No, I don't charge, but I still want to do a good job. I'm not charging James anything for this. I told him I'd do it and I'm doing it. So, but still, I want to do it as if I'm charging him thousands of dollars. So I want to make sure I always do a good job. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We will get it all cleaned up. I'll speak with James, and if he wants us to do a smelt for him, we'll do that as well on a different video. Appreciate you guys very much. Congratulations on Facebook monetization, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.